Hi YouTube, welcome to my 2024 gaming year in review. Today we are ranking all of the games I played in 2024. So let's go over the tiers. So top tier, obviously best tier. We've got our elite games. Nothing can top this. These are like my top games of the year. Self-explanatory. And then we have, I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. So these are games that I really had fun with. I really enjoyed playing them, but I wouldn't say that they could be categorized as my favorites. It's just a game that I really enjoyed. Then we have, sure, this was fun. So a game that was fun, but I don't really think about it that often or consider returning to it as often as the tiers above it. And then we have simply, I forgot about this one. Games that I forgot that I played. I don't have really any opinions on it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I just feel indifferent towards them. Didn't hate this, but these are games that I disliked to a certain extent. It's not a game that I wouldn't recommend to people. Like, they're games that I think some people would like, but they just weren't for me. And then we have Get Me Out of This Game. These are games that I hated, games that I would never recommend to anyone for various reasons, and we can go through that as we go through the games. But those are all the criterias that we have here, and we have, I believe, 51 games to get through. So let's get started. And I have chat with me, so I'm going to ask chat their opinions as well while we're here. So we'll have a little bit of discourse in the chat, I'm sure, a little bit of controversy. And I'm so glad that you're here to witness it all. I loved Thrillville as a kid. I played the original one as a kid and then replayed, well, I guess I didn't replay it since I didn't play this one as a kid. But Off the Rails is the only one that's on Steam available to get. So I got that one and played it, and I have opinions, and we'll get to that later. But first, we have Nancy Drew Alibi and Ashes. I love this game. As far as Nancy Drew games go, it's up there. It's definitely above average. It's not elite for me. It wasn't one of my favorite games that I played in 2024. I don't remember how the streaming experience was. Part of how I'm ranking these is like how fun the stream was, and I don't remember any like memorable moments from the stream of Alibi and Ashes. So I think that I'm gonna say, sure, this was fun, because I'm sure it was fun. I love this game, but it's not one that I find to be very memorable, at least out of this list. We'll keep it here for now. I'm sure that I will be rearranging things as I go, but we'll just see. We'll just see how it goes. American Truck Simulator. This one's funny because I played this one about a month ago. Like, it wasn't that long ago, but I kind of forgot that I played this one. This one was mid for me. I enjoyed driving through Arkansas. I enjoyed the silliness of me being a terrible truck driver. But I just feel kind of indifferent to it for the most part. I didn't hate it. And I didn't feel like, get me out of this game, I hate this. But it just wasn't that memorable. I would say the best part about this game was Bud's fun truck facts, for sure. So we'll just keep it here for now. Then we have Barbie Fashion Show, our Nostalgia November queen. I think that I'm going to say that I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. I would love to play this again. We played through the whole game, so there was no reason really to return to it, but I loved this game. I loved it as a kid. It still holds up to this day. I had such a good time, and it really helped me flex my creative muscles. So I'm going to put it way up here, almost in the top tier. It feels kind of funny to put it above a Nancy Drew game, but I think it deserves to be in this spot. I'm going to be honest with you. And chat, feel free to chime in anytime. If you disagree with something that I put up, if you disagree with where I put it, tell me. Let me know. Then we have the Blackwell Legacy. I think that I compare this one to Kathy Rain, and I loved Kathy Rain so much that it's hard for me to say that I loved this game. I feel confident that I will enjoy the rest of the series, but I don't feel very passionate about this game in particular. I don't think that it was a good first game of a series. So I think that I'm gonna say I forgot about this one because I never think about it. No offense to people that love this series. Again, I think that I will like the rest of the series. But this game in particular does not hold up for me, personally. It was the Blackwell Legacy, so it's the very first one. It's the very first one where she figures out, basically, that she can talk to dead people, or whatever. So, at the very beginning of the whole thing. And I do have the whole series in my Steam library, so I plan to play them in 2025, or at least some of them. So we'll get to that later. Then we have Nancy Drew, The Captive Curse, which is on the bottom end of my Nancy Drew game ranking. I think that it's actually my bottom 5, and I don't think that it deserved that. Now that I replayed it, I don't think it should have been in the bottom 5. It's not much better than the bottom 5. I don't know. This one's kind of hard for me to rank. I don't know how I feel. I remember this game crashing on me, which kind of makes me want to rank it lower because it messed with my experience as far as like streaming the game goes. I think I'm gonna put it in I didn't hate this, but because I do have some qualms about this game. I have things that I don't like. I love the mini games in this game. I like some of the characters. It's just not my favorite. Yeah, I don't like The Captive Curse that much. It needs to be on the bottom end of this tier ranking to me. And then we have Fears to Fathom. I believe this is Carson House. So this is number 3 in the Fears to Fathom series. Get me out of this game. I hated this one. There are Fears to Fathom games in this tier list that I will put above this. But this one I hated, and I think part of the reason is because it was so dark. Not dark like in theme, but dark like I couldn't see where I was going. And I hate games like that. If I can't see where I'm going, I'm bothered. I'm immediately frustrated. I'm irritated. I'm scared. And I know that's part of the point, but it's just not for me. So get me out of the Carson House. I did not like it. Unfortunately, I will also say, well, maybe I'm being too harsh on this game. I think that I hated Coffee Talk a lot, actually. I played this during my birthday stream, which is really sad that I didn't like it, but I didn't like that it wasn't voice acted because there was a lot of dialogue that I had to read myself. I didn't like that I didn't get to make a lot of drinks. Most of the game was just me reading, and I didn't want that. I wanted to make coffee. I wanted to interact with customers and make orders and all of that. It just wasn't the game that I wanted it to be, and it was really disappointing. And also there were a lot of sexual themes that I wasn't really prepared for. And so it just all around wasn't a game that I wanted to continue playing. Maybe a better game that is better played alone than on stream. Yeah, probably so. I'm glad that you enjoyed the Coffee Talk streams. I'm glad that chat enjoyed it. Just for me, it wasn't the gaming experience that I expected. And so I was really disappointed with it overall. For some reason, this song is just so much louder than every other song on this playlist, and I always have to turn it down. So yeah, Coffee Talk, unfortunately, is going to be at the very bottom for me. And then we have Creature of Kapu Cave, which is Not a Nancy Drew game that I love. It's kind of it's definitely on the lower end of my tier list for Nancy games. But I didn't hate streaming it. I think that I'm going to say that I forgot about it. Sometimes just having expectations and then the game being different can be off-putting. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about Coffee Talk. 100%. The seashells were super annoying and made me like it a lot less than I was anticipating. Yeah, I feel like there were a lot of chores and like fetch quests that made this game like tedious. It was more tedious than it was fun. Didn't hate it, but I was like, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Legend of the Crystal Skull, I will always love this game. I don't know if I can put it in Elite, though. I think that right now I'm going to put it in I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. We're going to see if it ends up going into the Elite category, because it very well might. But I want to see what else we have in this list before I put it there. Confidently, I can say this. Unconfidently, I could say that it was Elite. Speaking of this game, I gotta run for my first playthrough stream. Enjoy it, Rennie! Glad you could stop by, too. Maybe we'll pop into your stream later on. That sounds like so much fun. Unrelated, the way you say coffee is so cute. I'm from New York originally, so my family definitely says it with an aw. Like coffee. Did I say it the way your family says it just then? I also love Crystal Skull. I think that it's my favorite Nancy Drew game, like, period. Like, it's my number one. Enjoy your lurk, Maggie. Much love. Coffee. Alright, Curse of Blackmore Manor. I love this game as well. I don't know if it's Elite, but I can definitely say that I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. Even, like, the end puzzles that I found to be really difficult didn't destroy my experience of the game, which I find can be true in some other games that we'll talk about later. But regardless of the puzzles and their difficulty, I did really enjoy playing it. Danger by Design, I'm gonna say, sure, this was fun. And part of the reason is because the end puzzle was so frustrating. It just has to be a level below Blackmore Manor, and I think that's part of the reason why Alibi and Ashes is here also, because the tunnel puzzle at the end is just so, like, I have no idea how to even solve that. I think I cheated on it on stream. So that's where these go, mostly for their end puzzles, the end puzzle shenanigans. Then we have the Dark Side Detective, which I had a lot of fun with. I did have to read a lot, which is fine sometimes and tedious other times, but I think with this, it was okay. I think that the first 3 cases that I played, I didn't love, but the last 3 I really, really enjoyed. So it's kind of hard to rank this because half of the game I was like, meh, and then the second half I really loved. So I think that I'm gonna have to say, sure, this was fun. Because like I said, the second half, I would put in this category. I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. But then the first half, I'm like, I don't really feel any type of way about it. So I feel like putting it in the middle is a good compromise. Danger on Deception Island. I love this game. I loved streaming it. This stream, thinking back on it now, is kind of nostalgic because that was before I was even affiliate. Like, I was so much smaller when I was playing this game, so just thinking about it makes me like, oh, like, it makes me reminisce a little bit. I think I'm gonna say I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. The music in this game is also top tier. Ghost Dogs and Moon Lake. Ooh, I'm tempted to put this in Elite, honestly. It's already in my top 5 Nancy Drew games, but, like, even thinking about the stream, I feel like I really loved streaming it also. I think I'm gonna put it in Elite. That's our first Elite. Congratulations to Ghost Dogs. Yeah, there are... How many Nancy Drew games are there? Are there 30? 32? I think there are 32. Am I wrong about that? I might be really wrong. But I think there are 32. Or 34. There's 34. You know what I'm doing is just cutting out Midnight in Salem and Mystery of the Seven Keys. I'm acting like those don't exist. 37 have been released. Oh, 1 remake and 2 dossiers. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Valid to ignore Mid and Key. Yeah, 100%. Okay, then we have the Lancaster Leak Entity Exam. This is one that I played during my Halloween stream. I did get jump scared in this game, which I was not expecting because it's such a short game. And the whole thing takes place, like, on a computer, like, survey type thing. So I was not expecting to be very scared. I will say, sure, this was fun. Because some of the images were very disturbing, and I did not like seeing that, but the concept was fun. I didn't hate it. I wasn't really frustrated by it. It was cool. It was a cool idea. I would be interested to see the other installments of this game series because I know there are more. So I can put it there pretty confidently. Okay, now this might be controversial for y'all because I remember the stream that I did of this game was nothing special. Like, I didn't have very many viewers. My chat wasn't quite as engaged as normal, which is all fine. But I had such a blast playing this, and since I've streamed it, I've played it on my own multiple times. So it goes in the elite category. It has to. I loved revisiting it for Nostalgia November. It was so much fun. I did not expect to love it as much as I did, but hey, I did. And then we have another Nancy, of course. We have the final scene, Nancy's sassiest detective adventure. And I think that I will put it in I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. It has a chance to go up higher depending on what else ends up in this category, but for now, we'll put it right here. Then we have Firewatch, which I really, really loved. The only thing that I didn't love was that I kept getting lost. And I relied on chat a lot to get me to each new, like, cutscene, and each new progression of the game. So if I had played it by myself, it would have been a very different experience. So I'm glad that I streamed it for my first playthrough, because I don't know if I would have been able to get through it very easily on my own. Nancy Drew games are mystery games. They're point and click mysteries. So, which is like my favorite type of game. I love a point and click mystery. That's why I have so many in my list here. But I think I'm going to put Firewatch in, and this might be controversial, but I think I'm going to put it in Sure This Was Fun. Because while I do love the plot, I love the story, I love the characters, it's a beautiful game, I did have a lot of trouble actually progressing. And that's user error. Like, that's on me. But this is all about my experience of the game. So, Sure This Was Fun. I love Firewatch. I would recommend it to anyone who loves a story-based game. But it was hard for me to get around, unfortunately. And then we have Gordlets. Gordlets is so much fun. I think that I will also put this in Sure This Was Fun, because while I do enjoy Gordlets a lot, and I've already revisited it once, I don't like that it's hard to... it's hard to build things where you can, like, center objects, and that's very important to me. Symmetry is very important to me. If I'm putting something in the middle of a wall, I would really like to be able to put it in the center instead of, like, a little bit off center. I would also say that the coloring of the objects is a little bit obnoxious, because sometimes you can find, like, all of the same color of blue for certain objects, but then for another color it's, like, all different shades, and that bothers me. And that's a very, like, specific critique, but we're gonna go with it. Otherwise, I love this game. I love that chat can participate. I love that element. I love that there are so many different options for what we can build and like how we can build in the game. I think it's really fun. Anyone could enjoy playing it. I just have some very logistical critiques that make it move down a few pegs. Ghost of Thornton Hall. This might also be controversial, but I'm gonna put it... Ooh, wait, that's difficult. My first instinct was to put it here in Sure This Was Fun, but I almost want to say that I forgot about this one. Ooh, I don't know. This is another one that has some tedious puzzles that I don't like. This one, I have a tendency to get stuck in this game, which makes it hard to just naturally love. I do like the storyline. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with my gut here and put it in I forgot about this one. I feel kind of indifferent about it. Like, I could do without this game. I like that it's scary. Like, this is one of the truly spooky Nancy Drew games. There are not many Nancy Drew games that can get a scare out of me, but this one can. So I appreciate that. I respect that, but it's gonna go here. There are better Nancy Drew games than this one. Haunting of Castle Malloy. I loved playing this one. I really enjoyed it. And I think that I got through the whole thing without cheating, technically. I know that chat helped me a lot in some points, but I didn't ever cheat. Which was a first for me in this game in particular. I think I'm gonna put it in I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. Because I did. And we got all the Easter eggs thanks to Bud, so that was fun. The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow, which was a spooky point-and-click horror that we played in October. I love this story. I think that it's so interesting and cool. I will say the ending is too dark for me. I don't like that it ends the way that it does. But the first half of the game is so interesting. I love it so much. I think the progression of the game is nicely paced for the most part. I love the voice acting in it. I think I'm gonna say that it's Sure This Was Fun. Simply because I do have critiques of it. Like the ending, for example. I don't like how dark the ending is. Okay, Risque, before you take it out of your wish list, it's not a bad game. I just didn't like streaming it because there was so much dialogue that I had to read. There was so much dialogue I had to read. I thought it was going to be like a coffee shop simulator a little bit more. I thought that I was going to be making more drinks, but you really don't make a lot of coffee drinks, and that's what I wanted to be doing. It's more like reading a graphic novel, almost, which is fun when you're by yourself. But I didn't like streaming it because it just felt like I wasn't doing that much other than reading a story. Which is fine for solo, but not for... Yeah, it's mostly a visual novel. It's not for streaming, I don't think. Next we have Fears to Fathom Home Alone, which I would say is my favorite Fears to Fathom that I've played thus far. With that being said, I still didn't really like it that much. But it was playable. Like, it wasn't too dark, it wasn't too dim of a game, so I could actually see what I was doing. I didn't feel like I was stuck for the whole game, because some of the Fears to Fathom games are so particular with how you have to win and like get the best ending. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it in I didn't hate this, but because I don't like these games, but I didn't hate this one in particular. And then White Wolf Bicycle Creek. I think I like this one more than the average person. You would like the Myst franchise if you like first-person point-and-click adventures. Okay, that's good to know. I'll have to look that up. Nancy Drew, White Wolf Bicycle Creek. I like this one more than the average Nancy Drew fan. I think that I would say that I thoroughly enjoyed this one because I did. I love the winter vibes. I love the lodge. I love the maid chores. And not I didn't hate this Bud. I definitely don't hate Bud. I love Bud. Bud's one of my faves. I also like Fox and Geese. I enjoy Fox and Geese. There, I said it. So there aren't many things about this game that I'm like hating on. The puzzle or the maze in the cavern with Isis was difficult for me to figure out, but once I understood what was going on, I didn't hate it. So I'm gonna put it up here. Might be controversial, but I'm gonna put it up there. Insane Aquarium, I forgot about this one. I forgot that I played it. All I really remember about it is the pregnant fish. And that was very interesting to see. Medio. Controversial take, but I'll allow it for now. The what now? The pregnant fish. Bud, you're gonna have to go back and watch my Insane Aquarium VOD because there's a lot to see and experience in this game. It was very chaotic, very overstimulating. I could do without it, but I didn't hate it. So it'll sit there. I feel indifferent about it. Jumpstart First Grade. Sure, this was fun. I don't have like strong opinions about it, but I definitely had more fun playing this than I did with some of these. Well, okay, Blackwell Legacy maybe I should put a little bit higher. I think that's not fair to Blackwell Legacy. I'm gonna put Blackwell Legacy up here. It deserves to be in a higher spot than these games. So this feels better. And then we have Kathy Rain. We're finally at Kathy Rain. The reason why this game just did not live up to my expectations. Kathy Rain was elite. Nothing else can top this. I loved Kathy Rain. I can't wait for the sequel. I loved it so much. I even have considered replaying it, even though I know the story, because it's so good. If you're a streamer and you have not played Kathy Rain and you like point-and-click mysteries, then you should play it. There, I said it. It's so good. Blackwell Legacy is the weakest of the series. The later ones are really great. That's what I've heard, and I do have the rest of the series. So we will play more, and hopefully we'll enjoy them more than the first. Killer Frequency. I love this game. I think that I enjoy... I love the part where Kathy makes it rain. Cannot wait for more Blackwell. Honestly, me too. I'm excited to play more of that. Killer Frequency, I think I enjoy watching it more than I enjoy playing it. But with that being said, I still thoroughly enjoyed playing it. Like, I have no issues with this game. I just would rather watch it for the narrative, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But it does make for a great stream. Like, it feels so watchable. I love watching people play Killer Frequency. I love the story. I love the characters. I love that it's a choices matter game. I love that it's based in the 80s. The vibes are so good. But it's definitely not on the elite level for me as far as a playable game, if that makes sense. So it's going to sit there. I think that's fair. And now we're to the Lake games. I did separate them into the original and the DLC because I do think they give different vibes and different experiences. And this might shock you. But the DLC, to me, is better than the original. I love them both. I love them both. And this is like, it's really hard for me to know where to put these. Because I think that I thoroughly enjoyed the original. But honestly, if you're looking for a game to play during the holidays, nothing can top this. I'm so serious, and it might be because I just played it. And so it's like fresh in my mind, and I just love the vibes so much, but it was so cozy and comforting. I liked the storyline. There was nothing wrong with the storyline. I did miss the aspect of like romanceable characters and stuff, but it wasn't like a huge loss. I loved it. Anyone who is trying to decide whether to get the DLC, the answer is yes. It is so worth playing. I loved it so much. And now we're at the Life is Strange games that I played in 2024. These are hard because they're so traumatizing. So it's hard to rank these because every time I play them, I feel so emotionally damaged, but they're also so beautiful. Oh, it's hard. I'm gonna say Before the Storm. I forgot about this one. Because I did. Every time I play this game, I'm like, I don't actually remember anything about the plot at all. It's very, like, it misses for me. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it, but I just forget about it. Elite, nothing can top this trauma. Honestly, yeah. I've bought Life is Strange, but very hesitant to actually start. That's fair. I think the original Life is Strange is like, sure, this was fun. And mostly because I just like the second one better. I can't put the second one in Elite because it is traumatizing and I don't like crying when I play video games. But I do thoroughly enjoy playing it. I've played it 2 or 3 times at this point. Life is Strange, I could probably do without ever playing it again, but I have played it twice. So I think twice was enough, but it's a good game. Like, I would recommend people play it. Just look for trigger warnings and know what you're getting into because it is really intense. Life is Strange 1 is very good, but I haven't played the others. If you liked Life is Strange 1, you'll like the rest of them, I think. I didn't love Before the Storm, but if you're a Chloe stan, then you will. I like Warren better in the first game. So, if you're a Chloe stan, play the prequel. If not, you can skip it. It's not going to hurt anything. Then we have another nostalgia game from Nostalgia November and also my replay in December. I'm going to say I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. I don't know how my chat feels about Mall Tycoon 2 Deluxe because when I play it, it's not quite as engaging of a stream, but I'm having a good time. So I hope my chat is having a good time. But I love it. So we're going to put it all the way up here. The vibes are so good. The music is good. It's just a fun time. The elevator music is so great. So great. Then we have Marie's Room, which I played when I did my short games day, which was the same day as Insane Aquarium. I also played Don't Forget, which I couldn't find a cover photo of. And if you're curious, Don't Forget would have been in... Probably I forgot about this one. So I'm very indifferent about that one anyways. But Marie's Room, get me out of this game. I hated playing this. I hated playing it. I didn't get anything out of it. It was kind of depresso. As far as short games go, it felt really long because I was confused the whole time. I didn't like it. I could have done without playing that. It got me out of the stream, like, right away. Yeah, people left the stream because it was so, like, it was dark. It was kind of traumatizing and not in the Life is Strange 2 way where you're like, oh, I really got a lot out of that. It felt draining. Like, I hated everything about that game. Big no-no from me. I know that the developers made another game after Marie's Room, and so I'm curious to know if that one is any better. But this was definitely not the one for me. Then we have Message in a Haunted Mansion, which is, in my opinion, one of the coziest Nancys that there is. I would say, based on the wooden inlay floor puzzle and the fact that my game crashed at least one time, I'm going to say sure, this was fun. Because, if I'm being honest with you, I did not thoroughly enjoy playing this game because it was a little bit glitchy, it's a little bit clunky. The vibes are so good and I love the music and the characters are cool, but it's not as good as some other games. I know. I love Message in a Haunted Mansion. It's just clunky. The glitches are hard, exactly. I cannot get past how glitchy it is. I kind of wish they would remaster this game and okay, we've discussed Coffee Talk at the bottom. We've discussed this. You might have missed it, but the reason why I put it here is because I streamed it. If I had played it on my own and not had to read all of the dialogue out loud, it would have been a better experience. Also, I thought that it was going to be a little bit more coffee shop simulator game, like we're making more drinks, but it was more of a visual novel than actually participating in the game itself, if that makes sense. So my experience of the game was not great because I was streaming it. I just don't think that's the right way to play it. So that's why it's down here. It's not the quality of the game, it's just user experience. So if you love Coffee Talk, no hate. I didn't love it. Lights, Camera, Curses, my first time playing a Nancy Drew Dossier game, and it was my first hidden object game ever. So that was a fun experience. I remember getting really frustrated. In this game. But when I look back on that stream, I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know if I thoroughly enjoyed it because I did get frustrated, but I think I'm going to say sure, this was fun. Like, I'm glad this game exists, and I'm excited to play the other one. It's not better than any of these games, but I would say it's pretty close to being on par with them. There was a distinct lack of coffee making in that game. Yeah, exactly. It was much more talk and much less coffee than I thought it should have been. Now we are at Fears to Fathom. This is the Norwood Hitchhike one. This one jump scared me so bad, and I remember being so frustrated. But okay, maybe I need to move this one up. I don't know. No. I almost want to have a whole nother tier for this one because it's better than this one, but it's worse than this one. I haven't finished all the Fears to Fathoms games. These are the only ones that I've played so far. And I'm hesitant to say that I'll play any more of them, even though I have them, because they frustrate me so much and I get so scared. And it's just not a fun experience for me. I think my chat enjoys me playing these games more than I enjoy them myself. And so it's hard for me to be like, oh, it's worth it. We'll see how I feel later on. Oh, yeah, these are all the games that I've played in 2024. So we're doing like a year in review thing and ranking all the games that I played last year. Hi Bald, Hi Scared, Hi Sad. Yes, that was the same day as Summer of 58, which we will get to as well. But I think Norwood Hitchhike, I'm going to say get me out of this game. Sorry to all of my horror game lovers, but I do not like Fears to Fathom. They're fun to watch people play because people get scared and frustrated, but I don't like being frustrated when I play games. That's just not the vibes that I want. So, for that reason, they're all bottom tier for me. Also, this is a dimly lit game, and with my poor vision and my glasses doing all the work in the world, I cannot see anything. Then we have the Christmas Stories Nutcracker hidden object game that we played for the Christmas party stream. I could say that I forgot about this one. It was chaotic. It was meh. I didn't love it, but I would probably play more of these games for Holiday Hogs in the future. Just because they're so weird. Like, I don't know who makes these games, but they're so bizarre. They feel so much like a fever dream every time. They're just wild. Just so wild. How could you forget the Dragon Castle door? Honestly, I mean, you're right, but I can't say that it was fun, so I have to put it here. Pet Vet, Paws and Claws Pet Vet. This was a Nostalgia November game. This is a game that I played a lot as a kid. It's basically off-brand Barbie. My chat did not like this game. I had very low viewership in this stream. I had fun with it, and I played it off stream afterwards. But, oh, Bud liked it. That's good. I think that this one's pretty forgettable, even though I do play it off stream now sometimes. It's just like, there's a lot of dead space. There's a lot of like waiting around. It could have been better. It should have been a Barbie game. Then we have Shadow at the Water's Edge, which is one of the few Nancy Drew games that I have still had to cheat on because of the master nonogram puzzle at the end. I still like this game, but I think I'm gonna say, sure, it was fun. Because of the master nonogram at the end. Secrets Can Kill Remastered was my first stream ever. Ever. I think I had 3 people in the stream, and I think it was Liv, Tori, and there was one other person in there. It might have been Sleuthy, but I don't remember. But looking back on that stream is so nostalgic and sweet. I'm gonna say sure, this was fun, even though the game itself is more forgettable. The stream itself made it more fun. And then we have Stardew Valley. Controversial a little bit, but I'm gonna say sure, this was fun. Because it is very, like, it's very repetitive, which is fine and cozy and good, but sometimes it just gets to be a little too repetitive for me. So it's closer to mid-tier than some other games. But chat loves it, I love it, so we continue to play it. And then we have Summer of 58, which is another horror game that we haven't finished yet, and I'm considering finishing it in February because sub-goal redeem, we're playing horror games in February. And the storyline is really interesting in this one. The scares are scary, and I got jump scared a lot, but I think that it's a game that I could play. And finish. So, I'm kind of stuck between saying sure this was fun and I forgot about this one, because as far as like game quality goes, it might be kind of forgettable, but it's definitely better than Fears to Fathom for me. I think I'm gonna put it here. Because I can't confidently say that I had fun playing it. Hi Jamie, happy Saturday. Welcome to the 2024 year in review. We're tier ranking all the games I played in 2024. Now we're at Thrillville Off the Rails, which, don't get me wrong, I love the original Thrillville. I loved playing it on my PlayStation 2 when I was a kid. But as a PC game and streaming it, it was not for me. Get me out of this game. Mostly because it did get me out of this game every time that I clicked out of the screen on accident, and it was really annoying. Thank you, Jamie. That's so nice. I didn't put any heat on it today. And so it's completely natural. So that is very kind of you to say. So yeah, Thrillville, I hated my experience playing it, which is really sad because I honestly, I love the original game. I miss the original game. I wish that I could play the original game. But this is not the same for me. So it is a get me out of this game level. Horror game I could never play again was the playable yeah, for Silent Hill. Panicking running through the continuous hallway. I love watching people play that because it is so scary. Yes, 100%. I could never play that. You will never catch me playing PT, ever. Trail the Twister was so fun when I streamed it. I had so much fun playing this. Honestly, some of y'all are gonna hate me for this. Some of y'all are gonna hate me for this. I think it was an elite experience. I loved streaming this game. Now, the mouse puzzle, the mouse traps, everybody hates that. That's a universal experience. I get it. But streaming it was so fun. I look back on clips from that stream and I still laugh my ass off every single time. I didn't enjoy watching Thrillville, but I enjoyed the experience of being there, if that makes sense. That does make sense. I like the original Thrillville, but playing this game on PC was a hassle, and it was tedious, and it was glitchy, and I did not like that. I wish I had not purchased it. Trail the Twister is so fun, except the stupid plotting, the circles on the map puzzle. I honestly don't mind that puzzle. Controversial opinion again. Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon? Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. I'm stuck between the top two, honestly. Because that was a really fun one as well. Elite, no questions. Okay, I guess there are no questions. Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon is elite. And the stream went really well. I remember it being really fun. Everybody enjoyed themselves. Okay, so Blue Moon Canyon is elite. You heard it here first, folks. Do it for Fatima. None of that weirdo PH stuff. Love that. I'm going to say Treasure in the Royal Tower. I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. I love this game. Love this game. I do think it crashed on me one time, but it wasn't quite as clunky and glitchy as Haunted Mansion was. So I do think it earns its spot in thoroughly enjoyed. Phantom of Venice. I love Phantom of Venice, mostly for Scopa, but I love it. I think that it'll go in I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. And then Warnings at Waverly Academy. I loved streaming this game. What did I just hear? Warnings at Waverly Academy is elite. Nothing can top this. I loved streaming it. I loved playing it. Such a good game. Now, last but not least, we have Zoombinis, and I know some of you would say elite, nothing can top this. Because of the hotel puzzle and how long it took for me to figure it out and how stupid it made me feel, I am going to say I thoroughly enjoyed playing this. Otherwise, I think it would be an elite. But these are all the games that I played in 2024. How do we feel about this ranking, you guys? I feel like this is a pretty good list. Like, it's a great list of games. I love that most of my games were enjoyable. I'm glad the list is top heavy. I agree. This is very nice. I would love to do this at the end of every year that I stream, just to like compare and see how many games I loved and hated. I think that'll be fun. I hope that my chat continues to enjoy the games I play, whether they're a little clunky or not. But yeah, I'm very happy with this list. I'm excited to see what this year's list will look like in 2025. All the games that I play in 2025. This was so fun. For now, we're gonna say goodbye to YouTube and continue the just chatting on Twitch. But thank you so much for being here, YouTube. Thank you for reviewing my 2024 gaming year with me. Let me know if you agree with my ranking, how you feel about my controversial takes, how you feel about the games I played, what games I should play in 2025, And anything else you want to say, put it in the comments below. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitch to join in on the fun live, then there is a link in the description for you to clickety-clack on. You can follow me over here. So, see you later, YouTube. See you next time. Bye.